Hello, so I'm currently making cookies with my daughter while I'm waiting for the oven to preheat, maybe put it in. I wanted to take a moment and talk about November, because November is Native American Indian Heritage Month. On December 14, 1915, Red Fox James, a Blackfeet Indian, presented at the White House endorsements from 24 state governments for a day to honor Indians. But the federal government didn't take action until 1983, when President Ronald Reagan proclaimed May 13th as American Indian Day. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed a joint congressional resolution designing November as National American Indian Heritage Month. It is now called just National Native American Heritage Month. So the Indian was taken out of it because that's not accurate. They're just Native Americans. So, I was going to take this whole month of November to learn more about the Native American culture. So first, for those wanting to participate, there are actually 5 ways to honor Native Americans this month and every month, really. So, the first one is visit a reservation or museum. The U.S. holds in trust 56.2 million acres of land for various Indian tribes and individuals, according to the U.S. Department of Indian Affairs. There are approximately 326 reservations. These reservations are not tourist attractions. Many are the remnants of native tribe lands. However, some reservations welcome visitors and have erected museums to educate the wider public about their history and culture. So, for example, the Museum of Cherokee Indian in Cherokee, North Carolina, features an engaging exhibit fit for all ages. The Cherokee community also hosts cultural events and sells items nearby. So the next thing you could do is attend or host an educational event. The Library of Congress and National Archives are 2 of the many national institutions hosting events about Native American history and culture this month. Local institutions and organizations, including libraries, schools, and cultural programs, will also host events ranging from webinars to dance performances, even puppet shows. The next, decolonize your Thanksgiving dinner. The Thanksgiving story of pilgrims and Native Americans sharing a friendly meal will be reenacted and celebrated across the country on November 28th. But many Native Americans actually consider it a day of mourning, pointing out the story overlooks how the introduction of the European settlers spelled tragedy for indigenous communities. For these reasons, some Native American groups and their allies are calling on Americans to decolonize their Thanksgiving celebrations. Some ways of doing this include putting away Native American decorations and tropes, including introducing Native dishes to the dinner table, and engaging in conversations about Native American history with dinner guests. Some Native groups, including United American Indians of New England, invite people to participate in the Day of Mourning marches. Next, we have read the work of Native American authors. A great way to learn about Native American history and culture is to read a book by a Native American author. Tommy Orange, Lewis Eldridge, Stephen Graham Jones, and Joy Harrow are among the many Native American authors celebrated for their works. Of course, not all their books are historical accounts. Many are fiction, romance, and even horror. Add some of their books to your Black Friday wish list. You can also read up on the history of Native American using resources provided by the National Archives. Nowadays, everything's online, so you can look at this stuff online too. That's where I found a lot of it. I didn't even know November was National Native American Month, because I never heard of it. It's not as in your face as Black History Month is, for example. So the last thing you can do is support Native-owned businesses and charities. Black Friday is just one day after Thanksgiving. Instead of spending all your money on Amazon, consider spending some at Native-owned businesses or even donating to charities. It's a great way to support Native communities' economic well-being, as well as contribute to worthwhile social causes. There's a long list of environmental, economic, education, health, and rights groups that work to strengthen and empower Native communities. Consider making a donation this National Native American Heritage Month to one of those. So I know for this area in Bangor, Maine, we have Wabanaki. where Wabanaki helps people with Native American backgrounds get in touch with resources and provide support for them. So making a donation to something that does something like that can also be something you do this November. So thanks for watching. Hello. So this is the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me basically. I make these videos for myself, but it helps knowing that if somebody else liked it. So thanks for watching.